Okay, welcome back to the Guitar 101 course. This part we're going to be looking at the open strings, knowing what the notes are, and knowing how to count our frets, because there's going to be a lot of times in the future in the guitar beginner course over at rexpearson.com where I'm going to be saying things like 3rd fret G string, 4th fret B string, and you need to be able to know what note that is and be able to actually find it on your guitar. Doesn't matter if it's acoustic, electroacoustic, or electric. Okay, so we're going to start with a little saying that I like to say to all students, which is elephants and dogs grow big ears. It's true, and it's also true for the guitar that the notes are tuned from an E, elephants. The next one and the next word is the and. So the next string below that is going to be an A. Next string is going to be a D for the dogs. Next string is going to be the G for the grow. Then we've got the big B. And finally the last string on our guitars here is the ears. If you can remember the word, the saying, elephants and dogs grow big ears, it's a very easy and handy way of remembering the open strings on the guitars. So you need to be able to go through E, A, D, G, B, E. So a quick test then, what note is that one? Post a comment on the YouTube video, or head over to the forum and post your answer. You should be able to get that note. It is the 2nd string from the highest note here. What note is that? Okay, now the other thing we need to be able to do is to count our frets. Now you should know from the first parts of the Guitar 101 course, you got fret 1, you got fret 2, you got fret 3, 4, depending on how many frets you got. So when I say something like low E, 1st fret, what note am I trying to get you to play? Well, it's very simple. Elephants and dogs grow big ears. I said the low E, so it's the 1st E because it's the lowest note. 1st fret, so I'm asking you to count 1 fret, so the 1st metal bar, fret the note, which means placing your finger just behind the fret and playing that note. Should sound like that. Don't need to know what the note name is yet. All you need to know is that that is the note I'm trying to get you to play. So the next one, let's do a little test together. Have your guitar ready. Pause the video if you don't. Get the guitar out. And I want you to do this with me. Okay. Low E, 5th fret. You've got 5 seconds. Find the low E, 5th fret. So you should have counted 5 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Placed your finger just behind, and if your guitar is in tune, it should sound like this. Okay, next one we're going to do. 6th fret, G string. So don't forget your elephants and dogs grow. Get onto that. Count your frets. 6th fret. What note am I playing? You got 5 seconds. Okay. So you count up from the G string, so you'll go elephants and dogs grow. There's your G. Count 6 frets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place your finger just behind the metal bar. That should be the note you just played if your guitar is in tune. One more then. I'm going to make it a little bit more difficult. I'm going to say 11th fret B string. So do your elephants and dogs grow big. Start counting your frets. You got 5 seconds. Okay. So you should have gone to this string and counted up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So your note should be this. Or one very similar, depending on how in tune your guitar is. That is how we count the frets and the open, and we know now the open strings with that little saying. Elephants and dogs grow big ears, remember that. I still use it even now. And how to count your frets on your fretboard. They're 2 very important things. Okay, the final parts of the Guitar 101 course. You're almost there now. If you've done everything beforehand, you're almost ready to take the exam, which is over at rexpearson.com. We're going to be looking at reading chord diagrams and finally reading tab, and that will set us up ready to rock and roll on the beginner guitar course, which is on rexpearson.com, totally free. Alright, I shall see you in the next part where we're going to be looking at the chord diagrams and how to read a chord diagram from scratch. Alright, see you then.